Alright, I am taking my wrestling video analysis virginity right now. Alright, so... okay.
I'm sorry.
Alright, well, apparently we have some other people in the room that are not very considerate while I make videos.
Let me go lay down.
Alright, so I thought I'd start off by breaking down Wrestlemania, talking about the card, and also had some other wrestling topics I wanted to talk about. We'll start off by, let's just start at the top. Undertaker versus Triple H. To be honest, this match really doesn't do anything for me. Undertaker and Triple H fought at WrestleMania 17 in 2001. Yeah, 2001, 10 years ago. And here they are in 2011 fighting again. And I've always had a problem with Triple H as of late because he just seems to not put over the younger stars as well as other people do. And he actually goes out of his way sometimes to bury them. I mean, just look at the example with Sheamus on Monday Night Raw the other day. And, I mean, they had a good program last year, and then Sheamus comes out, and he completely squashes them. So, it's just, and then they wonder why they can't get anybody else over. And maybe, that's probably the reason why. So this match really doesn't do a whole lot for me. Undertaker and Triple H are both well past their prime. But I think this will probably be a good match. I just don't really... I can't get excited about it, and therefore, it is what it is. But Undertaker will definitely win. Triple H is not breaking the streak. Actually, nobody's breaking the streak. And if it were to be Triple H, I don't know what I'd do. Alright, what else do we got? Miz versus John Cena. Hey, I have another big problem with this match as well. John Cena has been in the WWE. He has fought for the WWE Championship or the World Heavyweight Championship since WrestleMania 21. And if you don't believe me, look it up. There's a big problem I have with that because you can't get over any new stars when you constantly have John Cena going over at WrestleMania. WrestleMania is the biggest stage. If you're going to bait new stars, that's the easiest way to do it. So John Cena, once again, is fighting for the WWE title at WrestleMania against The Miz. And the way it looks, he's going to win again. I don't see why they would put Miz over John Cena because they put John Cena over at every WrestleMania since WrestleMania 21. And I would love to see Miz win. I doubt it's going to happen. It would do a lot for him if they were to put him over. But it doesn't look like they're going to. I'd be really surprised if they did. So anyway, John Cena has gotten really cheesy as of late too. He's really over the top with his cheesiness. At first he was borderline, but now he's just crossed the line. And he used to be one of the best talkers in WWE. I don't know what happened. He just out of nowhere just started. I guess whenever the PG era started, he became really obnoxious and really silly and childish. And, they really need to change his character. But the way you look at it, I mean, he's the top draw they have. I mean, just look at all the purple shirts you see in the crowd every Monday night. I mean, it goes to show you he sells boatloads of merchandise. So, John Cena will most likely win this match once again. The only interesting thing they got about going on in this match is The Rock's involvement. I don't know how he's going to get involved. I don't know what he's going to do, but it will be nice to see. And it's a good change of pace from what WWE normally does at WrestleMania. The Rock is arguably probably the best guy on the mic in the business ever. And, he's done a great job building up the feud between him and Cena, even though they're not going to have a match. So I don't know what he's going to do to get involved, but that'll be something to watch. Alright, next match, what is it? Edge versus Del Rio. This is another match that... Actually, this is probably the first match on the three I've talked about that I am definitely interested in seeing. Edge is a really underrated worker in the ring. He's had a lot of injuries, but he still is able to be very entertaining to watch when he wrestles. And Del Rio is one of those new guys that's kind of breaking through the ceiling, and I really like to see that because WWE needs new stars. It's very apparent when you watch it. So WWE is doing things right with Del Rio, in my opinion. He's wrestling for the World Heavyweight title at WrestleMania against Edge, and I really hope he goes over because, like I said before in this video, WWE needs to put on new stars, and the biggest stage to do it on is WrestleMania. So if you're gonna build new stars, this is the time to do it, and the place. So I think it'll be a good match. Might be interesting to see if they add Christian to it. I doubt they will, but that would add a little bit more to the match. I think he'll be involved with it somehow as well, but not sure how that's going to be. Let's see, what else do they have? Honored? No, I said that. John Morrison. I don't know why I said that. What else they have? Randy Orton versus CM Punk. CM Punk is becoming one of my favorites right now to watch. He is such a natural heel, and that's something that you can't. It's so hard to have that, a natural heel, and he's so funny in the ring, as in the stuff he says and the stuff he does, and he's such a good wrestler, and it just he gets over really well, in my opinion. Randy Orton, on the other hand, he's pretty stale, and I another one of those things, just kind of like John Cena. I don't know what happened with him. I mean, he used to be a really, really good in-ring worker, and now it seems like every time I watch his match, I'm falling asleep. You know, he just thinking back to I believe it was 2004 Backlash when he fought Mick Foley. That was one of the really great match. And Mick Foley doesn't even he's not a worker, but he always tells a great story in the ring. So Orton had to carry a lot of the that wrestling and the technical part of that match, and he did a great job. But these days, it just seems like he works a really slow, methodical pace, and it's really hard to watch. So I think Orton's going to go over. It's pretty obvious that he will because of how they've been building up to this match. If you watched Raw last night, he's taking out Nexus one by one, which I think is a bad idea because, again, it's just bearing new people. But that's what he's been doing. And so Orton again probably will go over here at Mania. Let's see, we have Michael Cole versus King. And Jack Swagger's in Michael Cole's corner, and we have Steve Austin now as the referee. I really think this is one of the best built matches they have so far on the card. And that says a lot because you have two announcers who aren't wrestlers. Well, King was, but I mean, who are not full-time wrestlers, and they are having, probably the best build of a match. At first I thought they were going to take away a little bit when they had the referee and the guy in his corner, Swagger, being announced. Don't know what they're going to do with Swagger. But when they brought out Stone Cold, announced it's the referee, I think that's a great choice. I don't know if JBL was a one-off. It seems like he probably was because he just got stunned and then that was it for him. So I assume that we won't be seeing him at Mania, but you never know. So Stone Cold's the referee. Michael Cole, well, he has really been a guy who has gotten over real strongly as a heel. He has, he's gotten to the point where he's become really obnoxious and really silly, but you got to give him credit because if you hate the guy, that's exactly what he's trying to do. He's trying to get you to hate him, and he does a great job doing that. He builds himself up nicely. Now, granted, I'll get in other people's defense, he has an easier time doing it because he's on the mic all night, announcing and going matches. And so, yeah. But the thing is, he has been built up so highly, and he to the point where people just can't wait to see him get his ass kicked, and they're gonna end this feud at WrestleMania, and there's gonna be a huge end off to this feud, and I don't know what they're gonna do, but it will be something that I will be interested in seeing. All right. Also, it's been announced that the Money in the Bank ladder match will not take place at WrestleMania this year. This is the first time since 2001 that it will not take place, which I personally think is a bad idea because, the Money in the Bank was always a match that got WrestleMania started off pretty hot. It showcased a lot of guys. It was always a match that you could always count on to be good. it wasn't always great, but it was very good every year. And I wish they wouldn't have got rid of it. The reason being is they're going to have a pay-per-view in the summer sometime called Money in the Bank that will have 2 Money in the Bank ladder matches. So I guess they don't want to overkill the match, but I don't think it will. I mean, 3 Money in the Bank ladder matches a year is not that much, and I mean it's a great match to begin with, so I don't think it would overkill that match. But WWE decided not to go with it, and that's what they're gonna do. Let's see what else. I believe that's it. It'll be interesting also to see what they decided to do with all those mid-card guys that usually were showcasing the Money in the Bank, because that was usually a way they would get a bunch of other guys in the match and get them their WrestleMania paychecks and give them something to do. And so I think they'll probably have a big 8-man tag match or 10-man tag match or something like that. But we'll have to see. Let's see what else. I think that's it as of right now. That's been announced for WrestleMania. Also wanted to touch upon Sting real quickly. I don't want to talk about TNA too much because I don't watch it. I don't care to watch it. Can't get into it. I can't understand anything that's going on whenever I do. But Sting has been really, really all over the internet. There's been a lot of buzz about him coming to WWE when the cryptic videos of Undertaker came out. And all along it was supposed to be Undertaker. It was meant to be Undertaker. But Vince McMahon, heard all the... saw all the hype for Sting, and he tried to reach out for them, and I assume they couldn't, come to a deal. There's something honorable of Sting going back to TNA. I mean, he's really loyal to TNA and Dixie Carter, and that's something to be commended for. But when I saw him come out, when I looked up the video later and saw him come out, it was really underwhelming. I mean, he got a big pop, but it's really all TNA can do. It wasn't anywhere near a pop that he would have gotten in WWE. Or, the reaction he would have got would have been amazing. TNA seats about maybe 1,000 people, and WWE has roughly 13 to 15,000 every night. So, WWE, and I just thought it was really underwhelming. And also, they may have changed that title. It looks like the Divas Championship. And when I saw him win the title, I thought him and Eve were going to have a unification match at WrestleMania, but I guess not. That's another story. But I hope Sting will be one day in WWE. I think he will be, because the way you think about it, he's the one guy in the business that has such a rich history who has never been in WWE. And Vince McMahon and Sting are both smart, and I think Sting will be in WWE one day. Maybe not as a full-time wrestler, but I think he'll show up just to be maybe inducted to the Hall of Fame, because he needs to be in the Hall of Fame. Like I said, he has such a rich history, and he's a guy that definitely would deserve it. But that's all I got for right now. I'm planning on making another video when I review my wrestling DVD collection. So if there's any one that you were looking to buy, I will review it and tell you a little bit about it, and tell you which ones to buy and which ones to stay away from. And also, if you have any questions, post them on the comments, and I will try to answer any of them if I can next time. So until then, I'll see you later, guys.